2023 is upon us, which means brand new films coming, and we have our top 5 most anticipated films we want to see for the new year. Lots of exciting stuff coming. Vince, you want to start us off? What's your
You want to go back and
what's
forth
on
with
your
our top
mind?
fives?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay, my number one most anticipated movie of.
Oh.
Let's start number five.
Yeah, number 5. I was like, oh, you started with 1.
Let's start with Across the Spider-Verse, number 5 of my most
Okay.
anticipated movies. And honestly, it could be anywhere on the list. I just wrote it as number 5, but cannot wait for Across the Spider-Verse. If it is anything, if it even comes close to what the first one did, I will be so happy with all the new animation styles. I hope they tell a great Miles Morales story in this.
Yeah, it looks like they're going all in for sure.
Totally.
It's gonna be big. My number 5 is one that I'm very excited to see. It's called Barbie. It stars Margot Robbie,
Yes.
Ryan Gosling, Simu Liu, Greta Gerwig. I just recently saw Greta in White Noise. She was great in that
How was
as an
White
actor.
Noise, by the way?
That was a great film. Great.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll tell you about that one.
Divisive one. We'll talk about
Divisive
it.
for sure. Yeah. But Barbie is looking to be an interesting comedy, but also with like themes that we have been hinted at. But
Sure.
based off the first teaser, it looks like it's going to be just very original, right? Something that we haven't seen. And
Yeah.
Margot and Ryan Gosling, they have great comedy chops, and I know that they're gonna bring something fun to this. So I'm excited. Barbie.
After Across the Spider-Verse is Dial of Destiny, Indiana Jones for me. I cannot wait to see this. I think I'm yearning for that adventure experience to have that at the movies that I don't feel like I've had in a while. I think James Mangold is going to nail. He's going to nail this. Harrison Ford literally chokes up and cries when he talks about this movie. I feel like this is going to be something special. I really hope it's something special.
Absolutely, yeah. And a lot of our lists are gonna interact. My number 4 is Oppenheimer from Christopher Nolan. Of course, we've seen the hype, the trailers, the little tease that we got. It looks like it's going to be a very, I guess, suspenseful film leading up to what could probably be the testing of the atomic bomb. I want to say it's maybe the climactic moment, perhaps, but huge cast. We already know it's probably one of the biggest casts we've seen in recent years. And with Christopher Nolan's way of editing, making a story over timing,
Totally.
I think that's gonna. Oh man, the suspension is gonna be there in the theater when you're like, they could end the world with this device. I want to see how did they feel when they made it.
And that is also on my list as well, is Oppenheimer. Going to the theater to see a Christopher Nolan film is like an experience, whether it's a good one or bad one. I know Tenet actually a lot of his movies are a little bit, some
Good
people
IMAX
like them, some people
experience.
don't. Yeah. I cannot wait to see this in IMAX on a 70 millimeter projector. I don't care where, I will go anywhere to find that. It'll be just a huge dopamine hit in the moment. I will probably think it's a perfect moment or perfect movie as the credits roll. And then I'll go out and hear people talk about it and be like, okay, you got me there. That's probably not as good as I think it is. But that's how it goes with Christopher Nolan movies. He always makes a spectacle, and at the very least, you have to think about it. He forces you to think about his movie a little bit, and I really love that.
That's true. Good point. Great points. I think in the theater too, we're probably gonna be shaking with all the speakers of
That's right.
as the bomb, boom. You're just like,
we're gonna have to wear sunglasses actually to the screening.
Yeah,
to
the whole frame is probably gonna be completely white for a second.
Yes.
The whole screen is gonna be like, oh, I'm blinded. But my number 3 is of course Indiana Jones. Now, like you said, I feel like this movie is gonna be incredibly special, and with the incessant remakes that we've gotten a lot of remakes lately and kind of reboots or whatever, like franchise films that are iconic. It's been a while since the last Indiana Jones. I was so young, and so I feel like the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which kind of felt a little interesting, but
yeah,
I like all of them really in different ways. But this new film, it looks very special. And I think James Mangold at the helm is gonna make it old and rustic, kind of, I don't know, good 70s vibes. I think
he'll give it a feel. He'll have a feel.
Yeah, a feel. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you watch his other movies, they have a strong feel, and I hope that he brings that into this. God, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for the next Indiana Jones movie.
A music. It's gonna be honorable.
We're getting an Indiana Jones movie in 2023. The same month as Spider-Verse is just so cool.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
My next one is Dune Part 2. I am so excited for Dune Part 2. I love the first one. That IMAX experience was top tier, maybe the best in a long time.
Same, yeah.
Man, I think about that movie a lot. It's gorgeous. I love Denis. I love the cast. Bring it on. Absolutely bring it on.
Yeah, the story, it's like, the first one had it was great that it kind of like setting up moments that like, oh, you're gonna see this soon, and so it's kind of like, wow, how crazy time has passed, and we're already here for the
Exactly.
second part,
I
and
know
we'll see
how
about the story.
crazy that like literally 2 years after the first one, we're getting the second part.
Yeah, they were like, let's just go, let's just keep making them, let's
Yeah.
keep part three, part four. I don't know how many parts, but
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know
that'd be
because this
funny.
is still the first book. Like at the end of Dune Part Two, they only got halfway through the first book or
Yeah,
something.
and I heard like there's different characters, like some of them die, and it just spins off to other characters in the book, so
Weird.
but
Yeah.
they might do that. But my number two is probably an action film that I think might be the greatest: Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, part one of a two-parter, kind of the finale to the
Mission
Mission Impossible
Impossible: Dead
franchise.
Reckoning Part One.
Starring the lunatic himself, Tom Cruise. We know the hype for this one is the exciting moment is the stunt that they pulled off about him on the motorcycle jumping off with the parachute, and we've seen an IMAX
Yeah.
feature after that. And man, the Mission Impossible Fallout was one of the greatest action movies I've ever
Such a
seen
great
because of
action film.
the pacing, the score, and just kind of the tension. The tension was
Yeah.
so incredible. So if they replicate any of that with this one, with train sequences and
Oh
who
yeah.
knows what else, it's gonna be crazy.
No, I am so excited for this, dude. Like Mission Impossible knocks it out of the park every single time. The only one I don't like is the second one, but like besides that, is like everyone is so good.
They
Man,
got that spectacle moment.
they totally do. And not even just that, is like there's at least they in the Mission Impossible movies, it's not just the action. The story is also good. Like in it,
Mhm.
it's worth following. It's worth watching. You
Lots of
enjoy.
drama.
Of course, yeah, lots of drama. It, it's not just that action movie that
Spectacle
comes
for
out. It's like
spectacle.
you
Yeah.
need to go see Mission
Hmm.
Impossible like in the theater. Like go see that. It's really cool. Like
Yeah.
there's
Hmm.
drama, romance, it's everything.
Yeah. Because he's like, oh, there's a bomb's gonna go off. I need to jump off this cliff because I can't get there without like. There's
There's
always a
so much
setup to
writing
why
on
the
it.
stunt is.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's just great.
I love it. And my final one on my list is Killers of the Flower Moon, which is Scorsese's movie. It comes out this year. I believe it premieres at Sundance in a couple months.
Wow.
And then it should be out. I don't know. I'm sure he'll drop it at the end of the year. Like we'll have to wait like 8 months to watch this movie, but it's done.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's DiCaprio and uh, oh my goodness, who else? I don't know. I don't remember, but I'm very
Yeah. I
excited.
don't remember. I do know a true story about some like murders that were going on for some Indian tribes during I want
Yeah,
to say what 70s.
on
It's like a true
on
story.
Indian reservations. Yeah,
Yeah. So it could be a good thriller, like a crime thriller,
totally.
thriller, sort of mystery. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be intense.
Yes, very excited for it.
Um, my number one has to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I think after following that last film, probably one of the best Spider-Man films, arguably for a lot of people. I think this new one is gonna have a lot of great Spider-Mans, a rich story with Miles coming to terms with Spider-Man, his parents, Gwen, and I think we have Oscar Isaac as Spider-Man 2099. He's gonna be like a good villain as like a Spider-Man. Like I don't know, there's something there about like I, I have to stop you, Miles. You're doing something. I don't know. There's like some backstory there. What's going
I'm
on, right,
sure.
with
Yeah,
the trailer, but. I think this is gonna be phenomenal, and I'm trying to see what Sony's trying to do with the multiverse. Maybe they'll throw something crazy in there.
maybe
Yeah, maybe, but
we'll
it's
see.
gonna be great. It's gonna be a great story.
2023 is going to be a great year for movies. We have so many more that we didn't even mention. Like there's
A
so many
lot.
more. If you want to check that out, you could look up 2023 film slate, and they have all the dates plus just blocks and blocks of movies with no release date yet that are supposed to come out this year, which is super exciting. We appreciate you guys watching this clip. If you want to listen to the entire podcast, you can go on podcast platforms and type in freeze frame, strictly casual. It's a little yellow box. It'll say freeze frame. This is episode 93 if you want to catch all of it. Or you can watch the entire video podcast on YouTube by becoming a member. Helps us out a bunch. Thank you guys. And if you want to know everything about every 2023 movie, every single one, just kidding. That's impossible. You can stay right here at Strictly Casual. Love you guys. See you next time.